Super Punch-Out isn't just another boxing game. It's a masterpiece of fast reflexes, strategy, and over-the-top characters. Released in 1994 for the Super Nintendo, this game built upon the legacy of its arcade and NES predecessors, refining the mechanics and presentation into a one-of-a-kind experience. But how did we get here? Let's dive into the history of Super Punch-Out and see how it became a classic in the world of retro gaming. Nintendo's Punch-Out series began in the arcades back in 1984, bringing a unique take on boxing with large, colorful characters and a viewpoint that puts players in the role of an underdog fighter battling quirky opponents. The series made its home console debut with Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for the NES in 1987, an instant classic known for its tight mechanics, memorable opponents, and of course, the legendary Mike Tyson himself. But in the early 90s, the Super Nintendo was in full swing, and fans were eager for a new Punch-Out experience. Nintendo's R&D 3 team, the same division that worked on Star Fox and Super Mario Kart, took the reins in developing Super Punch-Out. The goal was to expand on the formula with better graphics, smoother animations, and deeper mechanics while keeping the heart of the series intact. The game also added a refined control system, allowing for rapid-fire punches, dodging, and counterattacks that felt more fluid than ever. One of the biggest additions was the Super Meter. Filling this bar allowed players to unleash devastating knockout punches. Each opponent had unique attack patterns and weaknesses, requiring players to learn and adapt. From speedster Gabby J to the monstrous masked muscle, every match felt like a puzzle waiting to be solved. The opponent roster was larger than previous titles, featuring a mix of returning favorites and brand new challengers. Fighters like Bear Hugger, Dragon Chan, and Mr. Sandman made their return, while newcomers like Narcissus Prince and Hoy Quarlo added fresh challengers. Each boxer had a distinct fighting style, from brute force sluggers to tricksters who relied on feints and counterattacks. Another change was the absence of traditional rounds. Unlike Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which had 3-round bouts with a timer, Super Punch-Out simplified fights to a single round, where the goal was to knock out the opponent as fast as possible. The game also introduced a time attack mode, encouraging players to master the mechanics and defeat opponents in record times. When Super Punch-Out released in 1994, it received praise for its colorful visuals, fast-paced gameplay, and challenging AI. However, it lacked some of the mainstream recognition of its NES predecessor, likely due to the absence of a big-name fighter like Mike Tyson. Still, the game developed a cult following, especially among speedrunners and retro gaming fans. Despite its strong gameplay, Super Punch-Out was somewhat overshadowed by the SNES's massive library of hit titles, from The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, to Super Metroid and Donkey Kong Country. While the game didn't sell poorly, it never quite reached the same iconic status as its NES counterpart. Over the years, Super Punch-Out remained relevant through various re-releases on the Wii Virtual Console, the SNES Classic Edition, and Nintendo Switch Online. Its unique art style and gameplay mechanics continue to influence modern boxing and fighting games, proving that even without Mike Tyson, Punch-Out was still a knockout. A major highlight for fans came in 2022, when it was discovered that Super Punch-Out had a hidden 2-player mode that went undiscovered for nearly 3 decades. By inputting a specific button combination on the title screen, a second player could control the opponent, turning what was once a single-player challenge into a competitive experience. Super Punch-Out is a perfect example of how Nintendo refines and perfects its franchises over time. With its responsive controls, unforgettable characters, and addicting gameplay, it remains one of the SNES's greatest hidden gems. If you've never tried it, now's the perfect time to step into the ring and prove yourself as the next champ. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments who's your favorite Punch-Out opponent.